where you can tell what you're getting before you spend your money. Your government rightly insists on complete labeling. Wesson has always been clearly labeled. Here it says the pure vegetable oil. Now, the label on this new oil tells you, if you can read the small print, that it is lightly hydrogenated. But Wesson is never hydrogenated, and so is polyunsaturated, as no solid shortening, as no hydrogenated oil can be. How about quantity? There are only 12 ounces in this one, 4 ounces more in the Wesson bottle. 1 full pint. Yes, day in, day out, ounce for ounce, you pay less for Wesson, whatever size you buy. Read the labels and be sure you get your money's worth. Get Wesson, never hydrogenated, and so it's polyunsaturated, is only pure.
CO2 is warming the planet. And the equation on CO2 is actually a very straightforward one. If you sum up the CO2 that gets emitted, that leads to a temperature increase. And that temperature increase leads to some very negative effects. The effects on the weather, perhaps worse, the indirect effects in that the natural ecosystems can't adjust to these rapid changes, and so you get ecosystem collapses. Now, the exact amount of how you map from a certain increase in of CO2 to what temperature will be and where the positive feedbacks are, there's some uncertainty there.
Well,
but
hello.
Not very much.
How are you?
And there's certainly uncertainty about how bad those effects will be, but they will be extremely bad. I asked the top scientists on this several times, do we really have to get down to near zero? Can't we just, cut it in half or a quarter? And the answer is that until we get near to zero, the temperature will continue to rise. And so that's a big challenge. It's very different than saying, we're a 12-foot high truck trying to get under a 10-foot bridge and we can just sort of squeeze under. This is something that has to get to zero. Now, we put out a lot of carbon dioxide every year, over 26 billion tons.
No shit.
For each American, it's about 20 tons. For people in poor countries, it's less than 1 ton. It's an average about 5 tons for everyone on the planet. And somehow we have to make changes that will bring that down to zero.
For everyone on the planet.
It's been constantly going up. It's only various economic changes that have even flattened it at all. So we have to go from rapidly rising to falling and falling all the way to zero. This equation has 4 factors, a little bit of multiplication. So you've got a thing on the left, CO2, that you want to get to zero.
Bullshit.
And that's going to be based on the number of people,
divided by bullshit,
the services each person's using on average, the energy on average for each service, and the CO2 being put out per unit of energy. So let's look at each one of these and see how we can get this down to zero. Probably one of these numbers is going to have to get pretty near to zero.
Check this. This is unbelievable.
Back from high school algebra. But let's take a look. First, we've got population. The world today has 6.8 billion people. That's headed up to about 9 billion. Now, if we do a really great job on new vaccines, health care, reproductive health services, we could lower that by perhaps 10 or 15%. But there we see an increase of about 1.3. New vaccines, new vaccines, health care, reproductive health services, we could lower that by perhaps 10 or 15%.
New vaccine, new vaccine, new vaccine.
CO2.
When I learn a secret, boy, I zipper up my lip. Now, the military secret that
know, right? It's everywhere, buddy. It's everywhere.
Hey, give me some magazines
It's
to
not
read.
even
I
funny.
want them
It's,
on the ship.
June 1st.
Don't breathe a word to no one, but he's going to go by ship. It's a cinch to keep a secret if a fella just takes care. He's sailing on a troop ship. Now we got to find out where. I'm a sound and silent soldier, just as steady as a rock. Here's to my little secret with its chain and padlock. Hello, baby. Hiya. So say you're a nifty trick. I hope I'll meet some babes in Africa as cute as you are.
So I hear. Yes, that's
This
gonna go.
message is important.
Supposed
I
to go
must
down.
tell you double quick. It's been a wonderful evening, and I'd like to stay some more. But I gotta get a move on now. I sail at 4:30. He's got to get a move on now. He sails at 4:30. Hey, the troop ship bound for Africa pulls out at 4:30. Calling all Wolfpack! Calling all Wolfpack! The transport ship for Africa pulls out at 4:30. Pile! Now, who in hell do you suppose it was that let my secret out? What was that I heard you say, my little sauerkraut? He wonders who in hell it
Oh,
was that
Shadow.
let the secret
Well, you're a busy guy.
I'm not. Oh, I'm busy. I'm driving around home waiting for him, and I'm busy. What? Oh, you learned how to get one over on you, didn't
This
you?
is Timothy Leary and the
Yeah,
Movie
but LA's
Gangsters.
teaching me well how to talk.
Babe. So what are you doing in L.A.?
I'm
Try avoiding me.
How's it going, everyone? Just want to say hello. Hey, Shadow. How's it going? Hey, gotta fuck. Long time no see. Thanks for popping in. Yeah. So I got a little bit of a, I think too much. Um, there's wildfires in Alberta, Canada, right now. You know where one of the test 15-minute cities is slotted for? Edmonton. Pretty interesting shit, when you start to slowly it's gonna be like obvious, these their little chess moves. So, but anyways, let's oh yeah, what else? Let's see. Oh yeah, some fucking dickless motherfucker uh went to siphon gas out of my car, my van. And my gas cap was missing, and something, I just chalked it up to my fucking absent-mindedness. But now it makes a lot of sense because I went to put gas in today, and I could only get a cup in at a time on the thing. So the guy lost his fucking siphoning hose or something inside my tank, and it was blocking the flow of gasoline. What? So something? I'm gonna find out who this is and ask him nicely for my gasoline back. That's what I'm gonna do. Fuck, man. Anyways, so let's continue. Come on.
I've been
your Uncle
writing.
Tim, you don't pay attention to him, do you?
No,
What
never.
are you doing? What are you doing?
Been just doing, trying to work on making some videos and doing some acting and that kind of stuff.
Good,
The
good,
whole
good.
LA scene. Living.
They came barreling up there.
But you were a little sick.
Dean
then?
Moriarty was on with the
You had
wheel.
the flu or something? Dean Cassidy, yeah.
Yeah, Cassidy. Allen Ginsberg took a great picture of me and Cassidy, I think.
Oh, on the bus, right?
Yeah.
you came down and got on the bus. See, that's
So Allen Ginsberg, you just mentioned Allen Ginsberg. Allen Ginsberg is not really a very good role model. He may have had a small amount of popularity in the 60s and so on, and fought for whatever, whatever rights or whatever he was going for. But look into the guy a little bit. He's not. Oh yeah. Look into him a bit. This is all part of the whole 60s psyop, and what David McGowan has clearly proved in his book. And you watch the movie The Wrecking Crew, that backs up 100% of what McGowan says in his book about these pseudo rock bands. They literally are just people that get tapped to perform, but they're actors performing as a rock band. It's the Monkees all over again, but it was almost every band, even the Doors, even the sexy golden god, king of revolution himself, the Lizard King, Jim Morrison, was most likely an operative shill willingly to the at the very least he was hypnotized into doing what he was doing. But that seems, I mean, his dad was the actual admiral for the Bay of Tonkin incident, which caused ground troops in Vietnam. So it's just another situation where the left hand is telling what the right hand is doing, and we're so focused on these celebrities and these pseudo politicians and pseudo just on all this bullshit that we don't have a chance to think for ourselves and about ourselves. So let's hope we can do more of that. Anyways, I'll try and just play a bit more of this, and we'll see what kind of fucking, like, these are people that I looked up to these people. So
that's what I wanted to ask you about. I was reading your book Flashbacks, and you said that you had the flu, and actually my dad and Keith came up and saw you briefly, but you then later on I see this book, The Further Inquiry, a picture of you and Cassidy on the bus.
Yeah, this guy wrote that book.
Further Inquiry, Ken Kesey.
No. Hamlet Shakespeare, no. Kulidaskis, who wrote that?
yeah, gotta fuck. That's the when you actually start like look into some of these intelligence agencies and whatever, it acting and theater is like that's even the archetype, like their god or whatever too. Like it all stems from this kind of stuff. It's not surprising, you know what I mean, that all, like, for instance, almost every news reporter, I would say, has had some kind of training, whether it was just and this is in the universities and that, like, I'm going to college right now, and I'll tell you, the curriculum for the college is, yeah, it's very suspect. I'll tell you that right now. It's good. I mean, I'm going to learn a lot. There's a lot of things I can learn, but I can see the twist. And this is even indigenous studies, a lot of it. And you can see where it's been infiltrated. At least I can. Yeah, so we'll continue.
Tom Wolfe.
Tom Wolfe, yeah. Well, he was totally full of shit. All that about trying to put enmity between us and saying I was.
Yeah.
That is total bullshit.
Yeah.
We have enough problems with the mistakes we make without having
Some guy
stuff like
inaccurately
that.
described.
Get him in between us. I mean,
Yeah.
Jesus.
I don't understand.
I got proof positive now. I was on the bus.
That's right, on the bus. Either you're on or off.
It is true that I was. I couldn't trip with him. That's the thing.
No.
Because I was ill. I was ill.
Right.
So I couldn't stay up until 4 in the morning like the rest of us, like I usually do.
Right. I do a session.
I copped out on that, I admit it, man.
Yeah.
Then, of course, Ken Kesey, I think, is one of the greatest people of our time.
Yeah.
Ken Kesey, there you go. You just mentioned Ken Kesey. Ken Kesey was probably the main distributor of LSD throughout that time. He had gotten the actual recipe from Albert Hofmann. Albert Hofmann was the chemist credited for synthesizing LSD in 1948 or something, I can't remember. But he had this famous bicycle ride where he wrote about how he tripped out riding a bike. And LSD is it's synthesized from ergot, from bread, so from the mold from bread. And yeah, so Leary is talking about Ken Kesey, one of the greatest men. Well, how does this guy get the actual recipe from Albert Hofmann, who is probably like a duke or under a, you know what I mean? He's some European guy, elite doctor guy. How does Ken Kesey know him? Sort of. See what I'm trying to say? Like these synchronicities are just too far fetched to not be, you know, of a brotherhood or of a club or of something else. You know what I mean? Like it's just too.
Absolute God. And the whole the group, the bus group, and the Northeast group, and you know, of course I'm a San Francisco person. I had a house in Berkeley for about 30 years.
But you,
San Francisco.
yeah, didn't you, once you moved to California, you realized California is a good place.
1946.
Okay.
Yeah, good
When
place.
were you born?
I was born in 1969.
Oh, shut up.
My mother was 6 months pregnant with me at Woodstock.
You were there, man.
Oh,
I was
yeah,
there.
of course
I
you
was in
was.
the womb. I heard it all.
Yeah, so was I. I was born in 1970. I was at Woodstock too.
Eileen?
My
No,
mom came to
Gretchen
Vancouver and
Fetching
had a
Slime
baby.
Queen.
Oh, yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. And I'm actually going to
Then
see
I was,
Yeah,
of course,
Kesey,
going back to
exactly.
Bud.
Good one.
Another
Good one,
great event was
Butterfly.
at Las Vegas. I came down with
That's
my
how
wife
the,
and
it's like word magic and wizardry, man.
this big redhead, Joe Walton.
Oh, yeah, Bill. I thought he was going to come. I guess he couldn't make it. He was going to come to this.
He's doing a lot of NBC.
Yeah, he's doing a lot of commentating. He's got a career, you know.
I thought I got a message in that he would get me a ride, but he didn't say he'd come with me.
Yeah. He
Hello.
was saying he wanted to do something, but we couldn't get a hold of him. He was off working.
You know, Walton was one of the finest people I've ever met in my life.
He's a great guy.
He's a hero in my book.
Yeah, he really is.
I was in the San Quentin prison during the playoffs when Portland, he led Portland to the first time Oregon ever won a World Series. I don't know.
Yeah, the Trailblazers.
Wow.
Trailblazers.
You went and saw him play? Did you see
So,
him play at all?
I'm just in
What?
great shape.
Yeah.
I watched
my
every
wrist
single.
is
In a prison, you don't do anything else, man.
Yeah.
now swollen and my shoulder's blown out.
They were smart enough not to let the
Maybe
prisoners
that's something telling me I
prevent them
just
from seeing
got to
the
stay
game.
home
Right.
and study.
I watched every second of that. I wouldn't move.
My dad said, I was talking to my dad this morning.
He
He said that him and Kesey went and visited you down in San Diego, was it? Yeah.
You know what they did?
What?
Well, I you know, my memory shot. I think. Now don't quote me. They need Ching reading. Right in the visiting room, man. I know it said something like easy come, easy go.
Maybe it was Kesey come, Kesey.
Don't hold your breath.
Easy go.
But that was so touching, man. I remember when this prison ran the guards and what the fuck we were doing. We were coming in, rolling that.
Damn it.
Where should we even roll?
Yeah, coins.
Coins.
How's that?
Do you want to get a
Baggage. And this nice guy came up and said,
How's that? Can you hear me now?
Step outside. And up there.
My computer is.
So they'll put you in jail if you smoke inside.
got problems.
Man, is that right? I said, Getty was my thought. Let's go get busted. So and we have it all on film. And we're looking around to find a cop. At one point, one of my great lines was, said, when you really want to get busted, you can't find a fucking cop. Yeah. It's true.
So, did you hear what he just said there? When you really want to get busted, you can't find a fucking cop. Think about that for a minute. Right?
Story of my life in reverse.
When you need a narrative.
The window coming up the door and all that. We got to that gate, where you have...
Hate Ashbury. Oh, great one. Yeah. Yeah, the etymology of the English language is amazing.
Yeah, Cassidy! The bubble! See this last night. This is Great Valley.
My shoulder blew out. My shoulder blew out in when it was snowing. I was shoveling, and it just hasn't gotten any better. And I was spraying today, so it was even worse. And then my wrist just kind of twisted on the ladder. So my right shoulder is blown out, and my left wrist is starting to swell. I'm just in fucking lovely shape. So, anyways, we'll continue. Because I'm just sitting here throbbing. I'm trying not to. I'm trying to concentrate on the stream, but I might end it early, actually, guys.
Here we go. Oh, whoa. Further.
Drive through three. Yeah. I tried to drive through that. We should drive up to the drive-through tree.
Yeah, I know. It's this is we can let's see if I can get something else going on here. So let me go to there. I'll just do this. Substandard. Oh, here's something interesting.
Until we don't die. D-I-D-I-D-I. Watch us make bimbo as easy as pie. D-I-D-I-D-I. We are tough, you bet, filled with college pep. Bring him on, we cry. D-I-D-I-D-I. B-I.
Oh, come on.
M-B-O. Bimbo.
So this is a Freemason cartoon.
the mystic order of the... Boom, boom, ha-cha, boom, boom, ha-cha, boom, boom, ha-cha, boom, boom, ha-cha.
Come on.
Wanna be a member? Wanna be a member?
See?
No. There's the way out.
Oh, good. If this one remains with me. Yeah, and I got Jude on my math test. I thought I would do better.
Wanna be a member?
And
Wanna be a
I
member?
still passed, but I
No.
thought I was going to get a lot better. I got Jude on some mistakes, just basic mistakes. So I think I'm going to put him in. Oh, hello. Hey, Avalon, what's up? Oh, fuck. Oh, Jesus.
Oh, yeah, come on.
Yeah, shit. Honestly, this is kind of pissing me off here. Oh. They fudged your numbers. Okay. Yeah, dude, I've been seeing a lot of 911 a lot. What's that? What's up with that, God? Oh, yeah. Oh, fuckers. Damn it. I'm having troubles here, guys. I'm really gonna log off. I'm sorry. It keeps cutting out. Is it
Wanna be
cutting
a
out on
member?
your
Wanna
end?
be a member?
No.
Boom, boom, boom. 911 never forget. It's not, eh? It seems fine on your end? See, that's the Matrix fucking with me, guys. I'm telling you. It's totally cutting out on my end.
Hello, May. I've got a bone to pick.
So
With you?
it's starting to upset me. Like this stuff does. That's wild. Yeah, it's totally fucked on my end. It keeps cutting out. Wow. Maybe that's just streamlabs. It just fucks up and you just gotta deal with it. They're just a shit fucking service. But it looks good on your end. I've been waiting. I swear to God, it's cutting out every 20 seconds. Oh, wow. Yeah, so this is a pretty crazy cartoon, Freemason cartoon. All kinds of symbolism and interesting
Come inside, big boy.
Antidotes.
What a
Sorry.
pippin'.
Interesting antidotes. That's funny, Theo. Yeah, I guess so, eh? A lot of it has to do with saying "eh." I think it's been just entrenched. And there is a bit of a slang. I do have a slang. That's why I'm taking English, so I can talk better. I sound more intelligent. I'm taking ingenious studies. Yeah. No, I'm not mad at that, Theo. That's hilarious. It's fun. I think you guys kind of know on this channel you can speak frankly. Yeah. Why don't you guys all do me a favor and just good thoughts, man. It's finally going for her fourth time at the driving test, and it's not even because she took the test and failed. It's just scheduling. She forgot her wallet. They wouldn't accept the car, my parents' car. So this is the fourth time we finally borrowed Dad's van, and we cornered my dad, all three of us, and we got the van out of him. So tomorrow at 11 o'clock, he's going to get her license. Just want to announce that before it happens. Put that in the universe.
Wanna be a member?
Yes.
Well, there you go, guys. My wrist is just killing me right now. I gotta wrap it up and ice it, or else I'm not gonna be able to drive. And thank you very much for stopping in the show tonight. And then rant about Alberta, and we'll see you soon.